Hi, this is Positive Energy, and I'm here with a review of Empire. Empire came on last night, and it's been, I don't know, it's been a very up and down type of season. We have been going through such a long period of time where Kingsley was the enemy, and now that we are, I guess, sure that he is Lucius' son, he's still on the outside with the family because, they can't really trust him, but he might be a very integral player or person as pertains to the health of Andre. Andre is dealing with heart issues now as a result of him taking all the chemotherapy or whatever type of very aggressive form of, chemo he was taking. It affected his heart. So while the cancer is gone, he now has a very bad heart to the point that he's going to need a transplant. And because of his previous, illness, it's going to put him way down at the bottom of the list. So he might not live unless he gets at least, if nothing else, an artificial heart for him to continue to function. And Andre doesn't want that. Andre wants to, he was like, look, eventually the artificial heart is going to just, give way and, I'm going to die anyway. So Andre is wanting to prepare for his own impending death. He's going to try to take his own life because he feels like, this is it. His heart's messed up. He not going to get a donor heart probably because of, his situation with cancer. And it's just a wrap for him. He's basically has given up. He talks to Lucius about it. Lucius is not here for it at first. And he's objecting to it. And Andre doesn't want to talk to anybody else about it. Lucius decides to go leave. I guess he needs to go think about this. And because he's driving along the highway and focused very much about what Andre is wanting to do, he has an accident. And no one else was hurt, as far as we can tell. He runs into like one of those side beams on the road, metal side beams, and he hits his head. He passes out. And at first, you're not clear if was he at the hospital or what's going on here or what happened? Because they show him he's going back into the house and his head is bloodied, and Bunky's there. I'm like, well, where'd Bunky come from? So it turns out Lucius is looking or hallucinating about some of the people that he has killed, okay, with the exception of his father. Now, his father shows up as well. And all of this is his subconscious trying to get him to see that he is afraid of killing his son. So Bunky talks about his bad character and how a horrible person he was, and the fact that he's too much of a coward to kill his son. Same thing with Shine. Shows up, does the same thing. Same thing with Lucius's father. So it's all this, he has this internal thing where these individuals from his past are coming back, letting him know that he doesn't have what it takes to really take out his son. And that's got to be a hard pill to swallow. Having your child to tell you, like, this is it, I'm giving up, you need to help me, get rid of, in my life. And it's just not that simple. So we then find out that it was all hallucinations. Lucius never went to the hospital. He doesn't have a gash on his head and everything. And the phone is ringing because Empire is having some financial trouble. The feds have frozen their assets. So people are not getting their pay. Paychecks are bouncing, and the guy who was part owner of Empire, he's there trying to figure out what's going on with this company. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. So they decide, they being Becky and the other lady, I forget her name, decide on hosting this concert and getting them to charge for this concert so that they could actually get some capital in there in the meantime, because right now they don't have access to any money. So that'll help for the interim. But Andre is like, what's her name? I can't think of her name. But anyway, she's CEO of the company or whatever. She comes in and she's like, look, we're going to do this for right now. Andre's like, look, that's only going to work temporarily. For the long run, we're going to need more money. And this concert is not going to give us what we need. So he talks to Kingsley. Kingsley is like, why would you want me to help you out? Because at first, the guy who's trying to, I guess, holding the purse strings or whatever, he's supposedly at some conference in Napa Valley or whatever, and Andre wants to get in on this conference. So Kingsley was like, they're not going to let me in, because as far as they're concerned, I'm a data miner who got kicked out the company because I'm upset that my dad don't want me or whatever. But Kingsley turns around and decides to give him part of what he has already basically taken away from Empire, which is $10 million. That should help with getting them on their feet. So Andre takes the $10 million, and that does help them out. Another storyline that's going on is with Hakeem and Tiana, which I am very tired of because they're on again, off again, on again, off again. Tiana, she's practicing with Mario in the booth or what have you. He's got a new song. Hakeem comes in with the young lady who's supposed to be the choreographer. Hakeem and Tiana looking at each other. Tiana broke her little princess necklace. Hakeem ends up getting that necklace repaired, and he's like, there'll never be another replacement for you, all of this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I guess they're going to get back together. Jamal is noticeably absent. He got married last episode, and he is on his honeymoon. And from what we are learning in the press, Jamal's character, well, we already knew this when this whole situation happened in Chicago, that Jamal would not be returning for the last 2 episodes. This was during the time where he was going to court regarding this alleged, attack that was on him, the whole situation where he was attacked and the whole news and the bleach and all that kind of stuff. So this was going on at the time of the taping. So he wasn't in the final 2 episodes of the season. And looks like the next season, season 6 has been approved, but Jamal will not be, as far as we know, Jamal will not be in the next season. Now, I don't know what the reason is for that. It's, because he was found, he took a plea deal. He took a deal. And so we really don't know whether he's guilty or not guilty. He took a deal, so he wouldn't serve any jail time. And I guess he had to pay a penalty or whatever, a fine, but he's still getting sued by the police department. So my guess is that the network is probably leery of dealing with Jussie. That's the actual person dealing with Jussie right now, given the legal battle and what's going on with him. So they probably decided that it'd be best for him to not be written into next season. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so in the meantime, Jamal is being, they're saying that he's on his honeymoon. The concert goes well. We see some performers that's, out, like 7th Street, for example, was there. Everything goes well with the concert. Things look like they're on the up and up. However, Cookie and the feds. So I don't understand what the situation is with this Fed lady. I don't get it. She wants to get Lucius. She wants to get Damon Cross. I don't understand what's going on with her. She comes to Cookie's house, forces her to come down there to try to give some evidence against Lucius at first by showing the financials and pictures of her in Panama with Damon Cross. And, Cookie was like, okay, not going to talk about that. No go on that one. Then she wants to talk about saying, threatened terms like, oh, well, what will Lucius think, if he finds out that you were hanging out with Damon Cross and that you're in love with him. Now, when she mentioned that Cookie was in love with Damon, I think that there is some truth to that, because I really believe that Cookie has stepped away from the marriage. And I believe she's been slowly stepping away from the marriage prior to Andre getting sick, it's been a while. When Cookie started talking about making changes with Empire and Karma coming back to get us for all the things that we have done, then it turns out Kingsley is Lucius' son. I think Cookie is getting to the breaking point of being with Lucius, like truly at a breaking point. Now, we know they've been apart before and all of that, but she always still had that love for Lucius. I think she's moving on from that. Cookie gets back to the house and she's looking for Lucius. She can't find him. She goes into the study and she sees these notes there. She picks up the one addressed to her, and as she's reading it, she discovers that Andre is trying to kill himself. And she remembers where Andre was staying, the St. James Hotel. So she rushes there, and she gets there just in time because he was getting ready to take the pills. Lucius is sitting there, Cookie is going completely off on Lucius for allowing, Andre to do this, of course. And during all this time, Andre, I think, has a heart attack or something because he passes out on the floor, and they're rushing him off to the hospital. So this is going to be, I don't know what's going to happen. My guess is that some kind of way, Andre's going to end up getting Kingsley's heart. Whether Kingsley kills himself or gets killed, he's going to get Kingsley's heart. That's my guess. I don't think Andre is going to die, and I do believe that's Kingsley in the coffin. And I'm leaning toward Kingsley might end up killing himself. I think that Kingsley has, he has spent his entire life plotting and planning to take down Lucius because he's so angry at what Lucius did to his mother. And so now that the cat's out the bag, people know who he is. He didn't get a chance to take down Empire like he wanted to. He's still on the outs with the family. I mean, understandably so. I just don't feel like Kingsley will ever feel like he would ever be a part of the Lion family. Like he will never experience that love from the family, the Lion family. So I think Kingsley's just going to take himself out, is what I'm guessing. Don't know what's going to happen. Another bit of detail. Andre girlfriend is pregnant. Now, she didn't want to tell Andre at first because she didn't know she'd be able to carry the baby to term. She wanted to go to the doctor and find out, run some tests to see if everything's going to be okay. So Cookie was the only one that knew this at first. So we do find out. So Cookie was the only one that knew this at first. And so she does eventually tell Andre, when she ran into the hotel that, that his girlfriend is pregnant. And so I don't know. Again, how this is going to turn out, I don't know. But, it's everybody's guess here. What else is happening? I think that's it. We took care of everything at Empire and everything with the family. Next week will be the finale. And, we're going to find out, finally, who's in the coffin. Talk to you later.